Welcome back, everyone. In this episode, we are going to start wiring up the engineering hull and finish off the navigational lighting. Welcome back. All right. So I'm going to put the bottom half of the engines on the struts here. Okay, red port goes on this side here. Now I'm going to put on the warp grills around the outsides here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to tack it in place here. This in here is bent a little bit. It's a little bit harder to get in place. But once I get the rest of the get the top on and everything, it'll flop right into place. See, it won't stay. I'm trying to make it. Let's just do a quick test here. Perfect. There we go. Looks good. Now on the bottom of the ship here, there's another navigational lighting which goes right around here or here, so probably put it right around here. Just got to make sure that I can run the fiber optic line down there, but I think I can. It'll be yeah, it should work fine. Okay, so I'm using a 3mm white for that one. There you go. As before, using the heat shrink to be a guide for the fiber optic line. Line goes down there, right down at the bottom there. Looks good. Now on the top part of the engineering hull here, I still have to put in the torpedo launcher. So I got to put a red LED in here and run a line out. There we go. All done. Just got to put a resistor on the red LED and that part is done. Now I'm putting another flashing light right there. There we go. Okay. Looks good. Okay, on here there's another flasher light that goes right here in this section. There you go. Looks good. Not bad. Now finally putting the navigational lighting into the primary hull. Now for this one here, I want to get the navigational lighting directly above each other. exactly the same line. So what I gotta do here is mark it with my marker. So that's in there. Okay. So I got a center point here. Put one right there. Now, the way they molded it, the lines here, they're not lined up with the top here very well. So it's going to be a little bit off, just a little bit. And this in here is almost dead on with this side, but this side here is a few millimeters off. It's just the way they molded it. Obviously, to me, they're still using. This here was an old, probably one of the first, or probably the first or second edition that came out. They were still using the original molds. Okay, at least this center line here is lined up with the one on the top, so that's good. Alright, we're ready to start drilling now. And now I got to put the a hole here for the flasher for the bridge. Okay, for getting the lighting in the bridge here, I have to drill out a hole here for the fiber optic and LEDs. Okay, got that all done. So I'm just going to put just a couple of LEDs up in here, pointing this way and this way, to light up all the windowing in this area here. And then once they're in place, then I can put the bridge section on. There we go. Now I can do a test, cover that up, and get ready to install the lighting for the flasher. There we go. Got the flasher there, white. Goes into there. I'm going to put a 5mm LED as well, pointing down here to light up the bridge dome, and it'll also light up the rest of the lighting in the back of the bridge. Okay, I decided on a 3mm because the 5 was just a bit too big. It would have interfered with the fiber optic line, so the 3mm is going to have to do. Okay, now we got this side. The starboard side is green, port side is red, and the center here is going to be neutral color white, just like this here is white, and everything all the way down the center of the ship is white. So now when I go to put in the LED, you see what happens here? You flip over. This is no longer the green side. This is the red side. And green. Everything is reversed when you go to put it upside down. Except for the bottom half here, which is exactly the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so I gotta get red, green, and a white LED, put them in place, run the fiber optic line. Okay, now I got the red here, white, green. I got them this far apart from the hole. It just makes it a little less stress on the line if it's run a little bit longer. And the reason I put it off to the side here instead of straight on is because we got this pin here is in the way. So I have the light off on an angle from that, including the one here and that one. So it's just a matter of putting the heat shrink on here and running the lines. There we go. Alright. The green one, white, red. Everything's all in place there. Looks good. Now for the bottom of the primary hull, green, red, white. Got a 68 ohm resistor on the red, and that will also be the same with the red on that one there. Okay, before I actually do any wiring, I'm going to be painting up the hulls here, getting all the paintwork done. But you see here, I put the putty in here to seal up the cracks here. So I'm just going to use my tools here to smoothen them all out and paint them. I did the same thing here with the bridge section. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. All I'm doing with this is I'm just smoothing it out and blending it in, so when I paint it you won't see any edges. Okay, now I just need to paint around there and you won't even notice. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Looks good. Alright, now I'm going to be working on the big phaser strips. Going off of my model here, it looks like it's the wood color, which is what I'm going to be doing. There you have it. There's that one there, and I got a few more to go. There you go. Looks not too bad. Pretty good. And I got all these other ones here done too. That's good. It's coming along. Got the attachment points there all painted up as well. Looks pretty good. The ship's coming together. Got the painting on here done now. And for here, I used a Euro Gray to darken around the outer edges here so the lights don't come through the side. And did Euro Gray on here as well to darken that in, so only in this section in here the light will come through. I will eventually, once this dries or sets properly, I will put the proper corresponding color on top of that and here as well. And then it should be pretty sweet looking. There we go. Got the shuttle bay doors done too. That's all done now, just gotta let that dry. Although it looks pretty good. Yeah, I got some 28 gauge wire here. I'm gonna put those on here for these here, and then different colored wiring, probably green and yellow, to go on the flashers. Alright, so I gotta find the length of wire here that I need. So it's be about that long there. It's better to have too much than not enough. Okay, got to run the wire down the holes here. Now on the flashers here, I'm going to be putting 30 gauge wire on, which is smaller than the 28s here. Run those down first, get them in the trenches, and then I'll use the 28s to snug everything into place. And then once all the wiring is in here, I'll connect them all together. Yeah, you can see on here where I connected the black here. It goes in on this side of the resistor, then flows into the red here. And yeah, because the red's the only one that's connected to it. and everything else is tied in here on this side of the resistor, so the blues here won't be affected. Time for a lighting test. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. It'll be brighter than that because right now I'm only using a 3-volt power supply. Now I got the the flasher hooked up here with wiring. Got the resistor on here. It's the 68 ohm. So I got positive on this side, negative on this side. Main power running into here on this side. And that side of it there goes to the LED. Now the top half of the engine goes on. The top half does not hook into this side, but on this side of the resistor it gets hooked into, because the power comes in, goes to the LED lights. And the resistor controls both reds, the top and bottom. And then of course the main power going down through here into the main part of the body. So now I'm going to put all the wiring into the channels here and re-close it all up with the putty. There we go. Got the wiring all in there. Looks good. Now on this side here we don't need the resistor because these are green lights, not the reds. Here we go. Just gotta let that dry now, and then I just sand it down and it'll be like I never cut into the hull at all. Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. Everything's all done. In the next one, we are going to be concentrating on getting the circuits built for the flashing navigational lighting. So, please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and don't forget to check out my online store. The link is down below. If you have any questions or you want me to do some commission work for you, contact me at modelbuilder501@yahoo.ca. I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.